Welcome back to episode 17. In this episode, we're going to show you how to back up your data, how to recover deleted files, how to permanently delete files so they can't be recovered. We're going to show you how to encrypt files and drives, and it should be enough stuff. Anyways, got some pictures up. This is different kinds of storage media. This right here is CDRs. You need a CD copier. Holds 700 megabytes of data. This is a DVD-R. It holds 4.7 gigabytes of data. You need a DVD copier for those. This is a USB flash drive. It's a little small drive. A lot of students use these to transfer their files from home to classroom. And this is a USB external hard drive. It can either come like a SATA drive or it can be a solid state drive. I mean like a regular hard drive or a solid state drive. This is a Raspberry Pi. It shows another solution for backing up your data. You get a Raspberry Pi, and this is a RAID controller, and then you can hook up 3 drives. All 3 drives work as one, so all 3 drives have the same data on it. So if one fails, it will alert you, hey, one's failed. All you gotta do is just unplug one, plug a brand new drive in that slot, and those drives will sync with that one. And you'll never lose data because you have 3 drives working as one. And then you got a home. This is another expensive way of having a home network or home file storage. This is a big server computer. Instead of a little cheap $30 Raspberry Pi, they probably got about 10 grand into this server or more. And this is like a cloud. Whenever you hear the cloud, it means someone else's computer. This is where data is stored if you send it up into the cloud. I mean, it's not just this place, but this is a cloud server. Alright. First we're going to show you how to no, we're not at that point yet. Hang on. I'll show you how to back up your data. Say you plug in your USB drive and you got a 1 gigabyte drive. That's what we got right here. If in Linux, you go to Home, go to like Downloads folder. That's where your files are at. Pictures. You want to back up your family photos. And you got Documents. So in Linux or in Ubuntu or go to Computer, and this is your 1 gigabyte volume. This is your USB flash drive that you plugged in, like a little 1 gigabyte pen drive. And all you gotta do is just drag your files over. I must not have permissions on that drive, but most of the time you just drag it over. This is a fake drive. I made it. I probably didn't add permissions to it. Oh well. But usually that's all you gotta do. I also made a fake one in Windows too. Hopefully that one works. This is my fake one in Windows. Hopefully this one works. The other one worked too. I just have to change the permissions. There we go. See, it's sent over. So now, like if this is a real USB flash drive, your file will be backed up, and then you can, if this one gets damaged or whatever, you have a backup of that file. Then you can just say it gets lost. You can always just copy it back over. So you always have a backup of files, and you can do that with any files. Like if it's your family photo, I made a family photo. It's a family photo. So you can create a new directory. Photos. You can back up your family photos. So now you got your family photos, and then you got an important file. This is important. See, that's an important file. That's how you know it's important. Alright. Now we're going to show you how to recover. Like say you're you're running a Windows machine and your computer crashes and you don't know what to do. You want to download Linux. Get it right here. Or you can get a System Rescue CD. Basically the same thing. System Rescue CD is a Linux operating system, and you can boot in and do the same things that you do with normal Linux. So you might want to just get a System Rescue CD because it already has the tools installed that you're going to need. All kinds of tools, and you can use it all kinds of things. Like it actually, I think it recovers lost passwords for Windows. It, like, you can reset passwords in there. I mean, it's got a bunch of tools in there. So I mean, you might want to get that instead. That's up to you. Or you can get Linux. The reason why I say download this is so you can, have it for an operating system in case you never used Linux before. That's why I want to push it. But if you want something that has all the tools already on there, I'll go ahead and go for that. If you just want it for the tools, it's a good thing to download anyways too if you want it. But we're going to pretend that we download this, and it'll come in this form. It's an image file. I don't even think I got CD copier software on this computer. I don't believe so. I don't think I installed it yet. Wait, I thought that's supposed to come with it. Oh well. Anyways, you download CD copier software for Windows or Linux or whatever operating system you use. I don't know where exactly it's at, so I'm not going to spend an hour looking for it on here. Might as well just restart the video. But let's just pretend I have a CD copier software. You go ahead and run it, and then you want to burn image to disk. It's an option in your CD copier software, burn image to disk. And you select this ISO. And then you just pop it in your computer and reboot. And then you boot up the Linux CD. You might have to hit like an F12 key or something to get the boot menu and select the CD-ROM. You can also install this to an image or to a USB pen drive. If you got a pen drive, I believe that's on here. This one, they don't even have that on here now? What the heck is going on? It always came with it. Oh, there it is. USB image writer. You can select the image and it will make your USB drive that Linux. And then you just boot off USB. Still, you gotta know what boot menu key. Like if it's a Dell, I think it's F12, you tap it and you select burn image to disk. Okay, so you have that and you boot up with it. And then all you gotta do is install certain tools, like install test disk. It would be sudo apt-get install test disk. This will also install PhotoRec too, and that's a really good tool. You just go ahead and I should already have it installed. I'm not sure. No, I didn't. I didn't have it installed. Hopefully, it don't take too long. It shouldn't. It's a small program. But that's test this, and it'll install PhotoRec. And PhotoRec is to recover lost files. Test disk is mainly to recover lost partitions. Say like you accidentally formatted the computer and you're like, oops. Well, you can boot up with the disk and run test disk, and you can actually recover your whole partition like it never was lost again, ever. Like it was never lost. And it'll recover all your files and everything. So test disk is really good if you accidentally format a drive. It's the main thing to use. PhotoRec is good for files, and you also got Recuva. I can't find it. It's probably you gotta download the package or set it, and then you gotta update, and yeah. I don't know what you have to look. I'll have to look it up, and then you're gonna do it. I think I already installed Recuva. Yeah, I installed it on Windows 4. It shows you Recuva. You can have it show files. Oh, before you start recovering any files, always recover to a different drive than what you're pulling them from. So like say if I'm pulling them from the C drive of this Windows, you want to restore, you want to recover them to this drive, or a external drive, because if you recover it to your main drive, you'll actually be overwriting your drive while you're recovering them, and you won't get a good outcome. you will like overwrite the files you're trying to recover. So you always want to recover to another drive. Always. And that's Recuva. I couldn't install all the programs on here because it requires like Windows 7 or later. But I was able to install a few programs we're going to be using. And that's how to recover files. You just install the program like TestDisk or Recuva. You run it and always select it to a different drive. You want to recover it to a different drive, never to the same drive. Alright, next we're going to be talking about how to permanently delete files. Here, I'm gonna actually pull up some. I forgot I had some websites here. Like here's TestDisk. Here's a website for it. It has a Windows. See, it's got PhotoRec. It has a Windows and Linux and Mac version. We got Recuva, and it's also on. I think it's on Linux. It might not be on Linux. You know, I'm not sure about that. I know it's on Windows. I always use it for Windows, but I don't know if I've ever used it for Linux. I'm pretty sure there would be. Maybe not. Maybe that's why it wasn't there. Because it says for Windows for Mac. I don't see it for Linux. So, might not. I don't think it is for Linux. Oopsie daisy. That's probably why I didn't find it. Here's another Windows. I never used this one. Stellar. I just found it. You know. Yeah, it's only for Windows. But this is another one. Like I said, I've never used it. Oh, here's a really cool tool. This is for Linux. I'm not sure if it's for Windows or not. I don't think it's for Windows. No, it's for Linux, but it's a really good tool. Let's say your drive is crashing, right? This is the best program to rescue your data. It will copy it block by block. So if the hard drive is failing and it's got a lot of read errors, this is the best chance to get your data back. Is DD Rescue. It's a very good tool. Alright, we're gonna go talk about permanently deleting files. Like this is a good Windows one. It's called Eraser. It might have a Linux version too, but I know it's for Windows. Let's see here. All I see is Windows coming on here. I don't see nothing about Linux. So it's called Eraser. I've never used it, but it basically, when you delete a file, you know how we were saying recover files? When you delete a file, just normally, it can still be recovered up to like 5 years. It depends on how much you download, how much you fill up your drive, basically. So you can recover files. But these, it writes data to it. It changes the file structure. It completely just destroys the file. Writes zeros to the file. And you can actually wipe a whole drive too, like disk wipe. I'll show you that one real quick. I installed it on Windows. You can select the whole drive and it will just completely demolish it. And you just select it, hit wipe disk. You can all different kinds of options to get rid of all the data. It's basically like what Hillary Clinton did, with the bleach bit. And they turned around and said, you're acid washing the server. No, you're not acid washing the server. She was running a program called bleach bit. It's basically meaning you're getting rid of bits of data. You're bleaching the bits. It had nothing to do with acid. It's basically the same thing as this disk wipe. Silly. And here's another one, disk wipe. I never used that one either. I think this is just Windows as well. I never used it. I just installed it. I'll play around with it and use it, but hopefully it does what it says. Basically, I only use Linux, so my stuff is always Linux. Here's something. It's called D-Ban. Derek's Boot and Nuke. So basically, it's a CD. You burn it to basically like how you do the Linux. You burn it to a CD and then you boot with it, and it'll just completely wipe the drive data. I've actually never ever used it because I don't really have anything bad that I need a nuke like that. I don't need to delete everything, but I have used like shred command on Linux. I never used it. I can't really tell you how good it works. Maybe sometime I'll use it if I'm feeling. Well, it says it's good. Like if you got bad viruses too, it will just completely wipe every file on the drive, which is the viruses as well. So I'm not really sure how good it is. It's got good reviews though, so that's why I got a link to it. dban.org. Alright. Next thing up is Encrypting Files. Encrypt. I installed it on Windows. Basically, you can encrypt the whole drive, or you can just encrypt a certain file, or you can. There's all different kinds of, like create an encrypted file container, encrypt a non-system partition drive, encrypt a system partition or entire system drive. Basically, what encryption is all your files is encrypted. It's got a password to get into them, and it's all under encryption. Basically, if a hacker looks at it, it's all fumbled jargon. So it's hard to decrypt it. And it makes it a little harder to steal your information. So if you don't have your files encrypted, if you saw in other tutorials how you can just like read a text, that's pretty much how it is. Download and execute. When you go to encryption, it's harder to get the data. But yeah, I've used that a few times. It's pretty good. You can encrypt, like I said, you can encrypt your whole drive, or you can just encrypt a folder or a file. It's a good program. And I never used this one. It's another one I found. It's called the GNU Privacy Guard. It's basically the same thing as Vercrypt. But like I said, I never used it. It's another project like Vercrypt. Alright, next we're going to talk about password safes. Like KeyPass, Padlock. I've never used a password safe. What I do, like you recycle. What I do, you recycle like an old cell phone or a tablet, and put a password on the old tablet or the old cell phone. Don't and put it to where if someone entered the password 10 times wrong, it just destroys all the data. And then in your contact list, that's where you put your passwords. So it's all alphabetical. You put what program it is or what site it is, and you can put the passwords, or you can put the username and the password on there. So the context list is, a really good thing to, or you can put it anywhere on the phone in the notes, or you can get a program for it. I'm sure there's apps for it you can download. So you can hook it to Wi-Fi real quick and get the app to have a even encrypted password list. So then after that, you turn off the Wi-Fi, turn off the internet, and it's an old phone recycled into a really cool password safe. But I also downloaded them. I think I installed on the Windows. Yeah. So you can, I've never used it, but I guess you just hit new and create a new database, and then you just put all your information in there blindly, and hopefully a hacker don't take it and steal it. I don't really have much faith in them, but I don't know. want to show you how to do the shred command. I got the to delete me that text. I'll show you how to use the shred command in Linux. See, it's confidential information. I don't know if I got that spelled right. Probably not. So when you want to go to desktop, and you type shred. Well, first you type man shred. It means manual. Shows all the different commands for it. Anyways, we're going to type shred. You got to type this for a file. If you go into the manual, you'll see U means for file. And just type delete me. Text. Alright, that's basically the same thing as what you were using in the Windows, like the eraser or the disk wipe. That's the Linux command. It comes already pre-installed on Linux Mint, so you don't have to install anything. There's also another program I've never used. It's called Wipe, but I guess it would probably work about the same as Shred. You can also Shred will also delete a whole hard drive. It will wipe the whole hard drive, sort of like the disk wipe did in the Windows installation. Those are different commands. You just gotta, like I said, you type man shred, shows all the manual of what you need to type. Like I said, the U is the file. You can make it to where it does more passes, like right here, -N. It does 3 passes by default, but you can type N and you can have it go 1,000 passes if you want on the same file. It'll just sit there all day long and it will just completely wipe that file over and over and over and over again. It'll just completely beat that file up before it goes. Anyways, I think this is enough for this episode. Thanks for watching. Please share it if you like it. Thank you.